Hi, my name is Richard. I'm a photographer living here in Tokyo, and I'm going to be making videos just showing you tiny slices of life here in Tokyo. It's an amazing city, and I hope you enjoy this. So what can I say about Shinjuku? It's kind of a mystery to me, to be honest. I mean, I spend most of my time in Shibuya, but I can walk to this area. Maybe it's about a 15-minute walk. And this guy is actually fascinating to me. Like, it was so cold on this day, and this guy had no coat. It's completely raining, and he's just totally like in zombie mode. I don't know if he was high or if he just was about to go to his host club, and I don't know. It seems kind of intense. I was thinking go to his host club and like burn it down or something. But yeah, like I said, I live about 15 minutes like walk from here, and I don't really go here that much. But sometimes I like to take a night walk through the streets. I love the neon, especially when it's raining. It just looks really cinematic. And I think Shinjuku has a different feeling from Shibuya. Shibuya is definitely like a creative center, and it has like this creative energy. But Shinjuku, and especially Kabukichō, the area we're about to head to now, definitely feels kind of like dark. Yeah, you know, it's like an entertainment district, so it kind of has like this dark energy to it, but it looks amazing. You know, it looks like something out of like a Blade Runner movie if the lighting is right. So it's you know, it's an interesting area to walk around. I don't really hang out there that much though, but definitely worth seeing. So now at this red gate, we're about to kind of enter the sort of infamous Kabukicho. It's kind of one of the biggest red light districts in Tokyo. It's supposed to be kind of dangerous, but I've never really had any kind of problems there. But yeah, it's like I said, it's a red light district, so you kind of have to be aware of what's going on. But there are tons of tourists walking around, so I guess it's fairly safe. One of the things that I'm sort of in awe in when I walk around this area is how many places exist. There's like so many businesses here. You know, there's like just so much going on. Like in New York, you kind of have storefronts. You know, most of the businesses I think are, you know, on the first or second level if you're in a place like the Lower East Side. But what's fascinating about this area to me is that there are like basement levels. There's like, you know, B1 and B2. There's all of this activity going on that you're totally not aware of. And these buildings are just packed with little tiny secret bars and soaplands and DVD places, and there's all of this kind of activity. So when you walk around here, there's this sense of like energy. And like I said, it's different from the energy of Shibuya. It's a little bit darker, but it's still kind of fascinating, and you're still kind of aware of it when you're walking around. So these girls on the corner are definitely working for some kind of maybe like a girls bar. So basically they're asking guys to come into a bar, and for 2,000 yen, depending on the place, I mean it's 3,000 yen, for an hour you can drink all you want and talk to these girls. And it's kind of pretty prevalent in this area. You know, I think there's like a male version called a host club, where women go and buy champagne and have like very charismatic or very handsome guys basically listen to them and chat with them. And then there's the female version. It's called a hostess club or bar, and men come and talk to women and have them kind of smile at them and listen to them and pay them attention. And oh my god, there's the dude again. There's like the random host dude, or wow. Yeah, so I ran into this guy twice, which was nuts, and I was gonna follow him for a while, but yeah, he just felt so, I don't know, I felt like a predator, so I had to dip and just go someplace else. But yeah, I think we're on like we're like connected, me and this guy tonight, but had to piece him out and go someplace else, into a safe, happy place in Kabukicho, which is another interesting thing about Japan. You'll have these places that are kind of a little bit grimy, and then you'll have like this kind of kawaii, like safe place like this, where people are playing like video games and, you know, trying to get Draymond dolls. But right outside there's like, you know, the red light district. So that's something that I really like about Japan, that even though an area is kind of a little bit sketchy, there's always like a safe haven, you know. Like even in this area you'll see like little kids walking around, whereas in America there's definitely a distinct line between griminess and, you know, kawaii or cute things.
So, you know me now, I just want to pop up a couple of things. Very happy with like sorry.
So when we roll in here, I'm going to have to actually mute the audio, which I think is totally strange. But they were playing like copyrighted music in here. This is like maybe like Bruno Mars and some other songs I don't recognize by other artists. So this is actually called Kabukicho Tower. It's a new building in Kabukicho that has, I think, a hotel and like a food court and maybe an arcade. It was pretty intense in here. It kind of reminded me, it was giving me like Times Square vibes. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I wish you could hear the music, but these guys were just kind of dancing and jamming. Totally not my vibe, but I think it's interesting to see, at least. Yeah, so kind of awkward because it's quiet. But I also like the interesting mix of people in here. I mean, there's obviously tourists and local residents like this salary man getting his groove on to Bruno Mars. And then you've got the cyberpunk photo shoot, totally random, cheeks out. But I love Tokyo. It's always a mix. It's totally surreal watching this with no sound. Everybody's happy. Anyway, so yeah, this is kind of like in direct contrast to where I'm gonna walk to later on, which is like Golden Gai, which is an area in Shinjuku that's kind of like just back in time. It's like going back to like an era before the bubble era, I think, and it kind of makes me think of what maybe this area looked like, years ago. It's kind of a place that goes back to Tokyo's recent past, if that makes any sense. And for some reason, this area has been protected and hasn't been demolished yet. So it's like going back in time and revisiting like images that I've seen by Nobuyoshi, Araki, and Daido. So we're gonna go there in a sec as soon as we get out of here, and then you can hear the normal audio. Yeah, this place was quite intense. I think it's definitely worth walking through and checking it out just to see the contrast between the rest of Kabukicho and here. So I think we're ready to cut the sound back on. Let's go. Yeah, so, it's really interesting. There's like these girls here trying to get guys to come to girls' bars, I guess, or soaplands or wherever. Maybe some of them might be even prostitutes. Then you have someone here with their kid just kind of strolling by. And these two worlds kind of exist very close to each other. And then you have these tourists here with like, a teddy bear. It's interesting. This is kind of considered a dangerous area, but it's actually, I guess, safe. Looks amazing though. The lights are just beautiful. Like the neon reflected in the ground from the rainwater is just beautiful. It's like so cinematic. Yeah, that looks amazing. I think that's so beautiful. Just the reflections and the neon. Yeah, this is gorgeous. Somebody's lonely bike left behind. So I mentioned the host clubs before. I guess this is sort of like a banner where you have a bunch of advertisements for the head or number one selling host at clubs. It's interesting because the men are very kind of maybe in the U.S., maybe not traditionally masculine looking. They're very kind of like very pretty, like feminine looking. So it's interesting that they're kind of like seducing these women every night and having them pay for champagne just to sort of feel, I don't know, special. This looks amazing too. Wow. You know, I guess the men are kind of like peacocks, you know? Like peacocking. The place looks like some bubble era madness there. Place on the corner looks amazing. And actually up the hill it looks like there's a bunch of love hotels, which is another kind of Japanese thing. I think a lot of people, maybe some people live with their parents still, or are married and go to love hotels instead of bringing someone to their house. I guess people do it in America too. They go to like hotels to hook up, but it's kind of like embedded into the culture here. This culture is like it's very kind of easy to cheat. You know, it's like sort of infidelity is kind of built into the system, I think. So we're gonna head to Golden Gai, and yeah, here's another cast in this walk. light is really beautiful. Yeah, I love it when it rains in Tokyo. So I'm a little lost. I'm just kind of debating which way to get there. Was gonna follow him, but maybe not. He gave me the side eye. So initially I thought this was like a couple, but actually I think this girl found this guy on the street and told him about a place he should go to. So she's like bringing this guy to this place, and then she just kind of sends him to this chick right here, and then she bounces and he goes up into like this mystery place. Smells like curry. So yeah, it was kind of random. Like, what's up there? Anyway, this is Golden Gai. And when I first moved to Japan, I think it wasn't so foreigner friendly. I actually went there with my ex-wife, and my ex-wife looks, I guess she's a mix of Japanese and something else. So she doesn't look traditionally Japanese. No, she looks like something from the African diaspora. So we went to a place, and the woman saw us, and she said that we couldn't come in. And then my ex-wife spoke to her in Japanese, and she was like, oh, yeah, you guys can come in. And basically when we went in, she was like, yeah, I don't like letting gaijin or foreigners in because they are loud and rude. So I'm just sitting there like, oh, okay. But I think during COVID and after COVID, people needed money. So this place started being more kind of foreigner or gaijin friendly. But I think traditionally it's been an area where in the past lots of artists have gone and lots of people who maybe work in the area of Kabukicho would come here to drink. There's a few famous photographers who are kind of known for being in this area. Actually, this bar is called Baltimore. Be More in Golden Gai. This place looks awesome too. So these bars are pretty tiny. Maybe they seat like 6 people max. But very interesting. Jack D. Totally kind of grimy here, but I think relatively safe. And yeah, this looks like, I don't know, like a frat party. Looks like a bar in Baltimore.
I'm sorry? They're in Pennsylvania. Like northeast, like Scranton. So I know. Okay, we're 2 hours north. 2 hours north.
So I think there's like maybe over 200 kind of shanty bars here and tiny restaurants. It's actually quite amazing space. And I know that Araki, like Nobuyoshi Araki, and Daido definitely hung out in this area and kind of took pictures of the gritty sort of nightlife here. So that's one of the reasons why I am fascinated by this area. But I think the era is obviously gone, and now it's kind of mostly, I don't know. I don't know who comes out here. Foreigners? No way. It's like that dude again. That's crazy. Yeah, this is Golden Gai. So if you're in Shinjuku, I think Golden Gai is definitely worth checking out. It's pretty interesting. It has a lot of history, and it's definitely like got really, really interesting energy. Places are so fascinating. There's so many of them. So I want to thank you so much for watching this video, and I will talk to you soon.